And I.
Sweet face, baby.
Yeah, this thing called life doesn't come with a manual. It doesn't come with a way to go. The instructions not included. Stay tuned, any topics we discuss where you can use it. Yeah, this thing called life doesn't come with a way to go. It doesn't come with a manual. Yeah, you can search, I swear it ain't nothing like Jay-Z, the blueprint. Ooh, now let me make one.
Instructions not included, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Full Circle Friday.
Hello.
What's up? What's up?
Hello,
Hey,
everybody.
y'all, what's happening?
See, we got some people watching already. Welcome.
Fix the camera. What's up, y'all? That makes some adjustments. I thought I hit it when I came through.
You didn't.
Um,
You good?
okay, yeah, just trying to put this earbud in. Onto the.
There you go.
There we go. Hello, mic check, mic check. What's up, y'all? Hey, welcome to
What you
another
doing?
live.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to everyone. Who we got?
We'll say hello to some people. Oh, what's up, Pops?
Dad.
Oh, come to bless me. What's
Thank you
up,
so much.
Pops?
Bless you too.
God
Yeah, come
bless.
on in.
Thanks. Hey, Mom.
Mom,
All
good
right.
morning.
We got a lot of family always joining. I love
Awesome.
that.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so for the support. That's what I'm talking about. That support.
Yes, yes, yes. We love y'all.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're going to get started today.
Yes, indeed. So what's up, family? Welcome to another Full Circle Friday where we talk all things about pregnancy, parenting, partnership.
Yes.
Let's make sure we're good. Sound check good?
We're good.
All right, all right. I still feel like
Who are you
I'm a
today?
little I still feel like I'm off the camera a little bit. Let me bring the camera over just a little bit.
Like zooming on in, huh?
Yeah, I want to make sure they can see us good.
Okay.
We can feed up. I mean, we can, see each other
So
good.
fun.
We can keep trying to get it adjusted. Make sure we good. We good. We got the whole staff here. But yeah, so once again, welcome to Full Circle Friday. Like I said, this is where we talk about parenting, pregnancy, partnerships,
Yeah.
everything in between. Seems like my mic was going in and out, but I'm here, y'all. I'm Claude.
And I am Aisha.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, we're so thankful and grateful for you joining us today for our 24th and final Full Circle Friday episode. Today, we're getting into a topic that doesn't get enough attention, honestly. Yeah. What it's really like for dads and partners doing pregnancy and beyond. I feel like dads are overlooked in this area, so we want to talk about it.
Okay, so if you're watching live, I want you guys to drop your stories, your questions, or advice in the chat. Whether you're a dad, a partner, or just someone you've walked that road before, we want to hear from you.
That's
Sounds
right.
good?
Yep. Yep. Let's
So
get
please put it into the chat.
I'm going to be asking questions, so Claude's going to be answering them as a dad. So that's kind of how this is set up today. So my first question to Claude, my husband, um, take us back to the very first time that you heard those words, "I'm pregnant," or "We're pregnant," because that's what I said. But I think you heard "I'm pregnant" first.
Wow. So The first time I heard it, of course, it was before we got together,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And we've talked about this. So, but just to give everybody a little backstory, right?
Mhm.
I'm overseas at the time. I'm dating this chick for about maybe 5, 6 months. And now keep in mind, I'm in my early 20s, and I'm definitely not trying to make no babies. So I'm gonna tell you, look, I deliberately made sure that I was protected at all times. I saw those before me, you know,
Uh-huh.
uh, have young pregnancies, and I made a choice. My choice was to take as much time as I could to hopefully be prepared. And well, there was one time where the condom broke, and no more than a month later, I heard those two words,
Mhm. How did that make you feel?
and my heart dropped. I mean, I wanted to be excited. I mean, I saw she was excited, but for the most part, I was in shock.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was scared. I was confused.
Mhm.
When she wasn't around, I was I was pulling out my calendar. I was trying to I was trying to think back, like track back the days and really counting back, but of course, as time passed and she started to show, I began to accept the role of becoming a father more and more.
Mhm. Okay.
The excitement grew, of course. We started planning names. Uh, we was like, if it's a boy, if it's a girl, I remember just like, you know, that excitement. I was like, it's about to happen.
Yeah.
This is about to happen. And so 4 or 5 months, you know, down the line, crazy rain. And once again, like I said, I'm overseas, so y'all forgive me. I'm adjusting. I don't talk about it too much.
Yeah. Isn't it?
Uh,
It's
but
emotional too.
but yeah, we were. It was a crazy day. It was raining. I got a call from the hospital. I was told that she slipped down some stairs. Mm. And she had a miscarriage. Right.
Mhm.
I mean, my whole world was shattered. The fluctuation of the uncertainty in the beginning, the fear, the disbelief, to acceptance, the joy, the love, just preparing to be a father.
Mhm. Take your time.
And then getting hit with that sudden loss. I mean, that took me on a mental roller coaster. And a lot happened to my spirit that night.
Mhm.
And I promise I'll go into more detail during my Dad's Daily Discoveries podcast segment. But to keep things short, no, I ain't trying to get all emotional and stuff. But I mean, it was, it's part of life.
Yep.
I will say every situation is different, and it's perfectly normal to have those mixed emotions. I went from fear to love to fear to hate within a year. But then fast forward 8 years. 8 years later, I'm in love with a woman who knew me since seventh grade, someone who knew a bit of my upbringing, someone that I confide in throughout my teenage years.
Yeah.
Fellas, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Feel that, embrace that. It's cool. It's all right. We of course, we're taught to keep those emotions bottled up. But as I put this timeline together, because you might know her. You might know her. She's sitting right here. But as I put this timeline
She is.
together, yeah, she is. We became a couple the summer of 2002. I stepped into the role of a dad, wholeheartedly accepted my oldest as my own.
Yes.
She was, and she had just turned 3. And then nearly like 3 years later or so, right after we got married, we made a conscious decision to grow our family.
We did.
So even thinking back, I'm like, yo, I held off for like 3 years of us being. I know my pullout game strong, and
Stop. How can you get
and
so
I am. Look, look. Hey, I know what I wanted. I was nearly I was 30
Yeah, you were 30. I was
when we
just a minute.
when I heard those 2 words. I was almost 30. I'm saying I was 29, and then uh when I,
Oh,
I heard those 2 words. Oh, I love you too, y'all.
we love you too.
That's my baby. That's the oldest right there, y'all. Um, so I love you, girl. I love you. So when I heard those 2 words from you, I mean, I felt a level of excitement that's really hard to explain. Yo, I thought I was prepared. I thought I was ready. Um, when my little princess was born, I had the honor to cut the umbilical cord, hold her close to my chest with my shirt off, close to my heart. Look into those beautiful little bluish type, greenish blue eyes. Those eyes were so brightly blue when she was a baby.
Yeah.
And I felt accomplished. I felt complete. I had some worries. We had some worries in the beginning. I think that's what kind of took us so long, because I was like, how can I share this love? I was pouring in a lot of love to um my Yanabu, and I was worried. I really was worried. I was like, when you start bringing in siblings, how do you share the love? How do you separate that? So that was one of the fears too. Um, because I never wanted my oldest to feel like out of place.
Yeah.
And we talked about that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, excuse me, y'all. Man. Anyway. All right.
It's okay.
So,
You got all of us.
ooh, thank y'all. When we brought our little bundle of joy home, them first few sleepless nights.
Huge bundle of joy.
Yeah, because she was a big baby.
That's what she needed. Yeah, she's 8
But
pounds, 8 ounces.
after them first sleepless nights, that's when I realized, I was like, man, you don't know what the hell you doing. Yeah, you got your seed, but you really don't. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Like the realization of, I mean, I had practice. I came in, into a already
Ready-made.
made family with a 3-year-old, and I'm like, I'm doing good. You know what I'm saying? It went from Mr. Claude to Daddy Claude to Dad,
Yeah.
and it was that progression. That as we grew, that feeling of just hearing Dad and being
Mm-hmm.
accepted, and then once my biological child is in my arms, and I'm like, yo, this is my seed, and I'm lost.
And it's also different because, the oldest was 3. And then
Yeah,
you got past all the newborn stages and sleepless nights, where it's different when you are holding your little one, and we had to go through that process. It was rough on us. I
yeah,
remember on our marriage, it was tough. Um, but we were able to find our way through it.
mm,
So I think that was a little bit different in,
yeah,
stepping into a ready-made family where you assume, um, resumed responsibility of um, a kid that was not biologically yours, that you
yeah,
took on and still to this day is yours. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So I understand. Yeah. I will say this, babe. I am so sorry to hear about your loss, right?
Mm,
Nobody ever wants to go through something so traumatic like that. Of course, I already knew the story. I know
yeah,
more about the story
yeah.
than you even told today, and I'm sure you'll go into that in your dad's daily
Discussions.
discussions,
Mm,
which will be held every day at 10 a.m. So you can tune in to that and check him out, and he'll go into detail about those things, right? But I also want to know, why do you think those first moments are so powerful for dads and partners? What advice would you give to someone who just heard that news that they're pregnant, whether it's their girlfriend, their wife, or sometimes you have those one night stands that
mm.
come back to get you. So,
Well, like I said, every
that's cool,
situation is different,
right?
but before responding, I mean, I feel it's important to pause for a minute. Take a breath. Unless you just fall out and faint. I mean, you never know. I
I
mean,
hope
like I
not.
said,
But
you
yeah,
every situation is different, right? So, but it's important to breathe and let yourself feel whatever comes up, fellas. Let yourself feel it. Whatever it is, it's okay to feel unprepared. Hey, it's okay to be scared. No one has all the answers, and everybody's journey is unique. So, so my best advice would be take a moment for yourself. And I mean, you know who you with. If it's something that you plan, if it's something that you were working on, like we worked on it for some time. But
4 months
we
actually.
for 3 years we decided when we wanted to get pregnant and grow our family.
Yes.
Um, Not every situation is like that. Like you said, sometimes it could be that one night thing, or it could be that you just out having fun, whatever. Um, for one, know who you with. Try to know who you with.
Yeah.
Everybody, I think, in relationships, that first year or so, everybody's still wearing that mask.
It's their representative.
Yeah,
That's what
that
I call it.
representative shows up,
Yeah.
and it's like, and especially if you haven't lived with a person, you don't know how clean they are.
Mhm.
You don't know how well they wipe their butt. Ain't that something? And that's the thing. You don't know who you got. You
Just
don't.
keep
You
it all
just
the way
don't
real
know.
today on the
Yeah,
topic.
keep it all the way real. You don't know till you washing clothes and you see something. You don't know. I'm thankful that I have not only the love of my life, my best friend with me. I've been knowing you since the 7th grade, and I'm thankful to be a part of your life and how you're a part of mine.
Ditto.
Every situation's not the same, fellas, and that's
Right.
okay. I want y'all to know that's all right. I believe in love at first sight. I do. But you also need to know if that person, you and that person, could last. And that's not something that is known from the first date. That's not something that's known from the first couple of years. That's something that you must work on.
Every day.
And able to work on that, you
Every
first
day.
got to work on yourself.
Yeah. And I will say, I'm gonna add a little something. I know this is about the dads, but I also want the dads to, if they get that question and it's not a relationship based pregnancy, that means they're not in a relationship with that person. Um, I know you're processing your feelings, and I know it's a shock or may not be a shock, but I know there's some processing going on, but also remember to process what she's feeling as well.
Definitely.
Okay. Because there's two people in this that made this happen, right? So just be considerate of each other.
Definitely.
Uh-huh.
Definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot of focus on moms during pregnancy and the emotional state of both parents, even the baby,
Agree.
matters so much. Claude, what emotions do you think dads and partners struggle with the most? What emotions?
Um, I think it's a lot as far as dads, just that pressure to step up. We've in this Western civilization, this world that we live in, especially in America. And I mean, I'm sure it's like that throughout the world of becoming a father. But I think we're taught to be the protector, the provider. We're told that you know we can't show the weakness. We're told that we
Mhm,
can't. Um, it's a certain level of masculinity that we have to uphold.
mhm. Okay.
So I believe that's a big part. Also, the fear of just not being enough. I mean, I went through
Mhm,
after Katrina, went through, losing my job. At one point in time, was a stay at home dad. Feeling like I'm better than this, but the cards that were dealt was just it felt like it was just kicking me down, holding me down, and a lot of anger grew with inside because I didn't know how to channel those emotions. I didn't know how to actually deal with um not being able to provide when my baby's there. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
We had to decide, are we gonna put gas in the car or go grocery shopping?
mhm. I remember.
Um and limit, because of the situation, we had to limit a lot of the things that we wanted to do. We had to focus on the things that needed to be done.
I
So
think that builds character too, though, in a relationship, and you have to be able to and willing to go through some things, and yeah,
it's a
so yeah.
must. So and also, just the challenge of supporting your partner too,
Mhm,
um, just to be there for you and missing out being there for me.
mhm.
So
Yeah.
fellas, I say manage, you gotta manage your own feelings too. You know what I'm saying? You wanna be there for your partner, and it's very important because she's carrying your baby. So her well-being and her feelings is extremely important because all of that kind of cycles down. Um, that's business. That's business, y'all. Business.
Sorry.
That's all.
Can
No,
you
it's business. Let's take it. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be
be
right
right back?
back. All right, all right. We're gonna wait for Aisha to get back. We had some calls coming in, scheduled some more appointments. So, and I just want to thank all of our clients who are out there watching or listening as well. They're so awesome, as well as all our family. I just want to thank y'all. Aisha's back, but before we go back into the question and answers, we're gonna go over some of the comments that was in the chat, and then we'll get back to it. So let's see what we got. Let's see who we got in here. Oh, cuz what's up? Michael Collins, understanding, nurturing, caring keeps that spark in my relationship. That's what's up. Her feelings are important as mine. And that's so true, man. That's good to hear. That is so true. We got to keep that in mind. That nurturing part is very important. Dancing to the pause music. That's what's up. Yeah, man. Thank you for joining, guys. For real, for real. Man, it's always great to see our family on here. That's awesome.
Love to support.
Um,
Oh, let me get a
take your
mic.
time, son. Thank you, Dad. For sure, for sure. And then
I got
Mama,
him,
good
Dad.
morning, family. Good morning, Mom. Good morning. What else we got in the
Good
chat?
morning, Mom.
Go ahead and put we got some other no?
All right.
Okay, okay. Well, we'll go back into it. We make sure we get all of them up there though, because I like to just, you know, if we as we go, let's throw them up there, and we'll take a pause in between
Okay.
and discuss some. But let's get back to it. Thanks for you guys you know allowing us to take that break when when our
Yeah.
clients call, we got to take it. So definitely got to take care of them. These are our expecting parents, so definitely want to show them so much love as well.
All right. So, baby,
Yes.
we were at the questions of emotions, healthy emotions, owning emotions.
Yeah. I was basically, explaining definitely be there to support
Okay.
your partner, but as well, it's important to, take care of your own feelings too, fellas. You got to manage your own feelings. That's very, very important.
All right. So, how can dads and partners take care of their own emotional health? And why is it important to the entire family?
For one, look, I feel it's important to be a student of life. Okay. It's important to be open, to learn daily, observe not just the actions of those around you, but your own as well.
Hmm.
I feel like it's important for the family because no matter how young the kids are, they see it, they witness it.
I agree.
Um,
They're little sponges.
they are sponges.
Hmm.
And I think somewhere subconscious or somehow, um, there's you have your DNA part to where that's just your bloodline's part of you. You're gonna see certain things throughout life, throughout their life and yours, that if you open your eyes to, that you'll recognize, and you'll be like, man, I used to do that. You'll notice some of the things that happen when they're younger, and as they grow older, that they could emulate some of those things. And and I know this just from looking at myself and certain things that I did as
Hmm.
a dad, because either I saw my dad do it or people around me do it, the environment that I was in, it was happening. And so, like I said, unconsciously you tend to, you just end up doing those things. You believe that this is the way life is. So going through the Marine Corps and the things that I was taught even then as a young man, I'm thinking this is how a man is supposed to act. They teaching me, you know, how to become a man.
Gotcha.
And I was, to some of the fellas out there, some of the guys out there, and ladies too, your environment is a big part of everything,
Huge.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you may handle things in a certain situation that you feel is right, but until you could really like reach out, um, get that support, but also take a long look at yourself and figure out and look, this took me a while. It took us almost to separate before, and for me, almost losing my family before I had to come to the realization of maybe I'm doing things wrong. Um, because at times you think, nah, I got this. It ain't me, it's everybody else. But it's that part where you can have those open conversations and not just feel like you're being labeled or you're being stepped on or feeling like you're being put down as a man. And sometimes we could feel that way. I mean, even the ladies, you could feel that way
Mm-hmm.
in those open conversations. It has to be a conversation. Remember, it has to be a conversation, not an argument. When you're arguing, that's ego. That's edging God off. When you're having that conversation, that's a connection.
Yeah.
So sometimes you gotta you know, let some time go by, not too much, but I believe it's very important not to have things bottled up.
Agreed.
However,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes your silence can be a powerful tool. I want you to know that. I feel like you should know when to pray some stuff before you say some stuff.
That's a good one. I'm gonna use that one.
And that's just me being a student. The things that I talk about, the things that I experience throughout life is for me being a student of not just my life, but learning from those that came before me
Mhm.
that are on the path that I desire to be on. So when I say be a student of life, um, I mean it took me trying to punch a hole through a refrigerator, breaking my hand, trying to punch holes in walls from anger and kicking stuff around and being mad. And it took me from almost losing what I worked so hard for to having that realization of maybe you should get some help. And so I did, and I still do. When I say be a student, I mean learn from those. I don't care if it's books, audio books. I don't care if it's just watching people grow, looking at your past, learning from your past. Be a student. Absorb, observe, and grow. You know, I feel like a healthy supported partner is always a great thing to have. It's great to be there for the mom and the baby as well as yourself, but to bounce off of one another and to grow together is extremely important.
I agree.
So, fellas, like I said, work on yourselves because you can't change nobody. You can't change your kids. You can't change your wife. You can't change no one. Now you can attempt to make people do things when they're in your present, but you can't change nobody. Change comes within.
Yep.
Mama say, "Hi family, wish I knew then what I know now," and that's the truth.
That's the truth.
So
But all
definitely
that, once again, it builds character, makes you who you are, so you can continue to grow, right? Because if we
facts.
did not have these life lessons, then we wouldn't learn anything. And who would we be? Good question. Who would we be?
We be.
All right. Della says they get things you say and you don't even know it. Little ones are so educational. They are,
Yeah.
especially these kids these days.
I mean us too though. Even
Yeah.
when we were little, like our parents don't think maybe back then think that we were getting it, you know? Yeah, it was a different day and age, but we saw what was going on.
What
We
I mean,
experienced
what you mean by
we
like?
experienced relationships. You know what I'm saying? We experienced our parents' relationships. We saw
Mm,
what we liked in them
yeah,
and maybe some of the things that we disliked in them,
that's
right?
the truth.
So don't think that our kids don't see it or
Yeah,
didn't see it. And don't think that our kids won't see it
that's right.
because they see it too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part of growth of saying, I'm growing. A lot of times you never see the roots of what's in a person, like what they're working on. A lot of times we wait and we see the the fruit that has grown off of this big beautiful tree,
Yeah.
but not really understanding what it took to get those roots as strong enough to
Mhm.
create the foundation to make it stable. And
Yeah.
that takes a consistent nurturing, watering, consistency of you know kind of really not being so filled up with what everybody else see or think, but more so of what you feel and know within you.
Right. So we're currently reading as a family the book Atomic Habits, correct? So
That
in one of the chapters that I just listened to, so we do audiobooks more than reading. So um was bamboo trees. It takes them what 2 to 5 years to grow out of the ground, but you don't see what's going on under the ground. They are building structure and roots that are so tough and so thick that you can't even cut through them. And then they shoot.
and then they just shoot up, bamboo, just shoot up, and
Yeah.
it's like the person on
Even
the
cold.
outside looking at it is like, oh, like it happened
Yeah.
overnight.
No, it took years to,
No,
yeah.
it
So
took
yeah,
years.
it took years. Yeah. So we talked about some things of how to support family, um, moms and whole families. Let's talk about, give me some steps that you would do to support moms throughout the pregnancy and beyond. What steps should a dad take or suggestive steps?
First off, listen, okay. A lot of times, I would say because we may have things so bottled up and so many things that we want to say to get off our chests. Um, being the head of the household, the provider, the man of the house, all of these titles that are thrown at us when early on we decided to be a team.
Yeah.
We decided to be not just as a placement of who brings home the bacon or whose bank account is bigger or you have to rely on me or I got to rely on you. No, we said we're going to do this together.
As one.
And I think, I mean, I listen to my heart. I listen to you.
Good answer.
But you listen to me too.
I listen to you.
So as a team, I feel like, that's what strengthens us. That's what made us stronger overall. The teamwork. Not saying that we don't butt heads.
Yeah.
Not saying that we don't look at our finances and say, where did it go? But we look at it and say, all right, I see where it went. No, now
Let's do this.
let's
Right.
make this work so we can.
Say something real quick. Listening is
Yeah.
very important. Also hearing, right? Because people can listen, but sometimes don't hear and comprehend what the other one's saying. So listen, hear, comprehend what the other one is saying. In this case, we're saying, dad's talking to mom. I mean, mom's talking to dad's about something. So, yeah. Go ahead, Pam. Sorry to
Definitely.
interrupt.
No. And sometimes just being present is enough.
Yeah.
Just being there.
So step one is listening.
Yeah.
And then what next would you do?
Be present. Be present. Definitely
Yeah.
be present. Go to them appointments if you can. Help with the daily tasks, the chores. Learn about pregnancy. Learn about birth, newborn care.
Mm-hmm.
Encourage rest, healthy habits.
Mm-hmm.
Which in the beginning I was like, I mean, like I said, I learned from my upbringing. My dad was one that would burn the midnight oil. And if you don't know what that is, that's just staying up until things get done. It wasn't no sleep. Sleep was for the, weak. It wasn't about getting any rest. It was about getting it.
What was your slogan you said that you do? When I said, hey, it's time to go to sleep, you say,
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
yeah, that's not good for you.
It's not. Death will come faster than you think. And it's possible if you don't get that rest. Your body just does not work the way you think it will just because you keep going and going and going and going.
Right.
There's certain habits, and that's one of the reasons that we are right now looking at Atomic Habits or listening to it. One of the things that I presented to the family, because over time, you will create habits that you don't even realize it's a habit. You just think it's you. You think it's a part of you. It's a way of life. And so when I say I'm a student, is because I dig into a lot of it because I'm like, how can I better myself as of right now? Forget about all the things that I did, in the past, not as if it didn't exist,
Yeah.
but just to the fact of saying it's time we have to move forward.
Right. And how do I want to be? What person do I want to be moving forward? Right.
Yes. Who is my identity? Who do I want to be? Who do I want to become?
Right.
Is this how do I want to leave this earth? How do I want my kids to remember me as? So I believe all of that is very important. Be patient with mood swings.
They happen.
They're gonna happen, whether it's within us fellas or our partner or the kids. I'm telling you, them teenage years, boy, look forward to it. It comes and goes faster than you think, but just dealing with your kids during that time, the mood swings come in. Trust me. And also ask, how can you help and mean it? You know what I'm saying? Of course, you want to take care of yourself too, but I think you're really just saying, how can I help? What else can I do? I think that's a very big part too.
I think that's important too. Do you have any real world examples of how to support um, how the support made a difference for you and I? How the support from
What,
family, friends, from me to you, from you to me?
yeah. So once again, like I said, the teamwork part, I think that that's a great example of not letting this world identify you or putting you in a certain place to say, as a man, you must. I believe there's two races, and I'm not talking about color. I mean the race of time,
Mm-hmm.
which none of us can say
No,
when our time is
right.
here.
We don't win that one.
Mm, that just hit me.
It's okay.
Presence, fellas. Be present. Be present. We talk about the different races of skin color, and we got to look beyond that. I think the main thing is the race of time, the race that we have with ourselves too. You know,
Internal race.
it's not about coming in first,
You mean an internal race?
internal. You know, we want to. At times, like, and that's the the part of time. Even when you're a kid, you want to be an adult. You want to grow up. You want to be that adult so fast.
Yeah.
And then you become an adult, and you be like, man, I wish I was a kid again. You know what I'm saying? Oh, so many things I wish I could do. Um, but for us, it just has those real world examples that I really feel as just having that alone time with yourself, you know, reflecting, that self reflect, that not to the point to where you're blaming yourself and condemning yourself and making yourself feel as if, you're a failure. Know this, you will fall. You will fail. You will, but you're not a failure. You are not a failure. As long as you're given that time, that present moment, that moment of that will allow you to look back and observe, okay, this is where I was. Where do I want to be? What do I want? My dad mentioned the Bible as basic instructions before leaving Earth. And when he told me that, I was like, that's so true. Because like the show's called, instructions not included. There are no instructions when your baby is born. However, there are those basic instructions. And no matter what religion you're in, what upbringing you've had, no matter which Bible you look at, there's a lot of different translations. I highly recommend reading some of those scriptures just to absorb some of those parables, and you will learn within that Bible the things that you see in life right now. So before there was social media, before there was all these distractions, before all of this information age,
Mm-hmm.
there was still that good book that you can look at and learn from. And I'm not saying like go to church I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not look, and I'm not against it.
Right.
I'm just saying the book and what you receive out of that book when you read it yourself versus what somebody else is telling you, you may get a different connection. So all of
Agreed.
that is good, but you got to watch who you listen to, who's feeding you certain information,
So true.
and watch their actions as well.
So true.
No man is perfect. But when you can self reflect and also connect that to scripture, I think you're on a path that our Most High is leading you.
I agree.
So I would definitely say, I know that was long. I would just definitely say, have that self reflection.
It's so funny because I tell the girls all the time that you're born with everything that you need
God is
from
with you all
within
the
you.
time.
He's with you all the time. He created you, right?
Allowed us to create you. But yes,
But what I'm
He
saying is,
created us all.
right,
Mankind.
mankind. So any and everything that you need is within you. Your strength, your courage, your belief, the ability to do anything is within.
It is definitely within. So it's important not to always just look at the things on the outside to find what's truly within.
Right.
If you take some quiet time and look at those things that's on the inside,
That's
you'd
right.
be amazed on what you could do.
We were made in the likeness of God. So that's that's my
And,
belief.
and when I talk team and I say man and woe man, the other race is the human race. Human. We are beings
Mm-hmm.
with a conscience. And sometimes that conscience that's full of ego
Takes over.
could take over.
Mm-hmm.
That conscience full of ego could come from someone else who holds a somewhat higher power of what they might say,
Mm-hmm.
because of whatever position or title that they carry. There is no higher power than God. And that's just what I have myself. And this is not to put on anybody else. I'm talking Claude.
Right.
Have gotten in tune with over the years. Mama Della said, God will give you strength and knowledge to care for your children in the right way. That strength, yes, that strength and knowledge is
Yeah.
there. You got to be willing to open and accept it.
That's right. That's the part.
Yeah.
You got to step aside.
Because
And
guess
that's the
what?
part.
You could be a bum on the street and a guy can come and walk past and give you money. What you going to do with it? It may not change your life. It might get you something to eat, but it's up to you to change your life. It's up to you to take that next step. It's up to you as an expecting mom or dad to decide what you want, not just for yourself, but for those that you've created,
That's him.
because you created them,
That's it.
right? You took part in that. As they grow older, you'll realize they're not even yours. They're God's. That name
All day.
that's on that birth certificate, that ain't even a name. That's just what you call them. That don't represent them. That doesn't make them. The sex that's on there was determined when they were born. Male, female. But as far as how they identify with their gender, let time show you that. But regardless, you're going to love them. You're going to love them. You should, because you created them.
Mm-hmm.
You took part of it. But that's a whole nother. So y'all can check me out on the podcast segment, Dad's Daily Discoveries. These is just things that and I was I'm really gonna call it Dad's Daily Discussions, but I realize it's a podcast, and I'm not gonna be talking to too many people on this one. I might do a part two where I do some discussions and actually have some people come in while I talk. But a lot of this is just things that's discovered over time. But anyway,
Great
let's keep going.
conversation,
Let's
baby.
keep going.
Great conversation. So, wow, we've been
Right.
talking about some heavy stuff this morning. So let's talk about another big topic, responsibility. And what does it mean to own up as a dad or partner, especially if it wasn't planned or if you're not sure about the future of the relationship? Now, I guess I want you to reflect on the first situation we talked about, and then you can reflect on ours. If you would do that for me, please.
Yeah. So
And when I say situation, not being disrespectful, because I have much respect. I don't know this female, and I have much respect for her as well as Claude and what he went through. So I'm going to say um, the first pregnancy.
right.
Okay.
All right. So showing up for your child is always the right thing. I mean, it's how I feel. It's yours. You created that baby.
Okay.
Um, whether it's baby number 1, baby number 10, or whatever, whether you're together, co-parenting, um, there's no perfect situation. I feel like uh, if you lay down in the bed with her, you y'all lay down together, something is to come from that. Um, to that, I will say, it was a point in time after she had the miscarriage that I learned that it was a bunch of lies going on. I wasn't the only one. Those same stuff was told to another guy at the same time that it was his. So, even having that plan of saying, this is my child, and then going through all of those emotions, and then later down the line feeling like you've been bamboozled, hoodwinked,
Right.
like you've been suckered, and not really knowing, that causes a level of distrust, stress. Um, those feelings can be dormant inside you for a while from just having depression, and feeling a certain way, and then when you got pregnant, I was like, it was almost like PTSD in its own way, because it's like you can still be scared, you know.
Because anything can
So
happen, right?
anything can happen, but fellas, I want to say, if you're gonna sleep with someone, just own up to it. You know, don't be no sucker. Yeah, definitely. If you feel that it is a possibility that the child may not be yours, you do not have to cause havoc to take a DNA test. You do not have to go on Jerry Springer, Maury, or anything like that.
Please don't.
You don't have to. Yo, you don't have to. It doesn't help your partner who's pregnant. It doesn't help the situation, especially if you find out that the child is yours. It doesn't help. But what does help is having some clarity, having some clear. Like with my 2 biological kids, there was no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know we put in time. I know, I ain't got to count back in no calendar. My kids look just like me. They act like me. You can tell the DNA, the blood. You could tell all of that. But my thing is if you are unsure, fellas, don't go throughout life um with a belief of and look, this is a personal this is each person is different. You can. I'm not telling you not to, because that baby still needs
Love.
love. It's not that baby's fault. But you can go throughout life and then it hits you and then you like in disbelief or, feeling like you've been fooled when all you really have to do is clear the air. Clear the air. And then if you decide, even if it's not yours, if you decide like I'm gonna be here for this child. I'm gonna be
No
I
doubt.
might not be the father of this child, but I'm gonna
Right.
step up as the dad to this child.
Wow.
I mean, and that's how like what our relationship has just started. Like I came into an already made family. And my mindset was, you know what, I'm gonna step up, I'm gonna be the stepdad, but I'm gonna step into a position and give all of what I yearn for as well
Mm.
as a child growing up.
And I want to say on that, I want to talk to the moms real quick. Please allow the dads to have that test done and don't take offense to it.
Yeah.
That's their right. If they want a DNA test, it's okay. You just gonna prove what you know, right? So don't get all upset yourself while you're pregnant. Just say, okay, no problem. We can take care of that.
Yeah.
And just move on.
If you sure.
It's they want to, that's their step. That could be their first step in taking responsibility,
Yes.
what we're talking about, which is huge.
Yes. Yes.
So
Some dads
do that.
just walk away knowing it's theirs or knowing that, look, not every relationship works out.
Correct. Yeah.
You could be having fun in the beginning and then boom, you have a baby on the way and things, you could butt heads and whatever. Not everybody,
Or you can see the true person after the representative leaves.
that's possible,
That's what happened to me.
but but the thing is, and she ain't talking about me, but the thing is that love for the baby because the baby is now here and the children are our future.
Right.
And that baby does need to be loved and not in a way of where you're angry at her taking it out on the baby because you're not sure because you're going throughout this baby's childhood and in the back of your head you thinking she's not faithful or not, or because you're looking in the mirror because you haven't been faithful. Look, the seeds that we sow, we will reap.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that you say and you point out on others, you must do your best to see it within yourself. Are you being faithful? Are you being a good dad? Think about it. What are you doing for you? Do you need help? Fellas, we got to stop. And ladies,
Yeah.
not just pointing the finger at, oh, he crazy, she crazy. He needs some help. No, let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
We need some help. Let's get it. And not everybody that's willing to help is certified to help. All right. So you still have to have that level of discernment of who you talking to. Okay. And what kind of help you're getting.
Bet everybody out. Do your research.
Do your research. Self growth.
All right, babe. How do you deal with the uncertainty and the feeling that you're never 100% prepared?
Instructions are not included
That's
with
right.
life. That's it. No one's ever truly ready. I feel like now, like I said, we planned. I thought I was ready. It's about learning as you go,
Mhm.
asking for help, being willing to grow. You have to be willing to accept that you don't know it all. You have to be willing to accept the environment that you in could cause, certain situations.
Right.
You have to be willing to accept that and also let God have a place in not just your heart, but your mind and your actions. because God is
Very
always there.
important. Mhm. What would you say to someone who's worried that they're making mistakes as a parent or as a partner?
See every challenge as a lesson.
Yep.
There's blessings in those lessons, not a failure. Don't look at it as like I said, you can fall, you will fail. That's part of life, but you got to look at it as a lesson
Mhm.
that's full of a blessing is full of lessons.
Sounds good to me.
There's no mistakes in creating life. It's just blessings and opportunities to learn. And as long as you have that present moment, then you can thank God for allowing you the opportunity to learn and become better.
Mhm. Even with careful planning like IVF or choosing the baby's sex, right?
Right.
They can do that through IVF. There's still so much out there that's out of our hands. How do you come to terms with the unknowns like your child's future? Like we have to deal with our kids growing up and we've done the best that we can parenting, right? And their future is uncertain to us. How do you deal with that?
It is. Yeah, we attempted to have a boy. We was like, yo, we gonna try, right?
Yeah.
Right. We didn't go through the whole IVF, but we attempted. They say the IVF is close to 100%, of and that's just um if you decide to go that route, to put the sperm in the eggs to make sure that you're going for a specific sex. You want a boy, you go do all these things. Look, as far as wearing tidy whities and all the myths and all the stuff that they tell you do, oh, have sex upside down, swing from a ceiling. Look, none of that stuff. It's fun, but none of that is gonna get you a boy. I didn't try it at all, right? So none of it's gonna get you a boy. But if you do go through the whole IVF, you
Excuse
do
me.
decide, I'm pushing for this. It's all in God's hands.
Mhm.
Um, uh, the identity, that's solely up to time. But I would say accepting the things that you can't control is the most important thing. Focus on the love and presence. Let your child's identity unfold into, in their own time. Once again, environment and the things that they see, it does a lot of that does have its place in how one may feel or identify with themselves. If your kid comes along and say they identify as a superhero or a lion or whatever they identify, you gotta let time take its course. Now you gotta show them like you just can't go out and go eating dog food and stuff. You're not a dog, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
you
Yeah.
still gotta uh,
Yeah.
let life take its course. Mama said the best thing I got out of my marriage was my children. Okay. Um, first well, I guess that was the first marriage. Because you didn't have any on the second one. I can't remember being happy most days. I was young. I was too young to know with not much help. Had to grow up quickly, thanking God all the way. And look, that's part of even as a young teen, and I'm thank you for the comment, mama,
Thank you,
and putting
Mom.
that up there. When you're young and you in a relationship, that goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? That's like a choice of who you want to be with. You see that person, you like, oh, that representative, and you, you, you know, we all in certain ways make these choices, but that doesn't define who we are.
Correct.
If you're unhappy,
Make a different choice.
make a different choice. You can't, if you continue to make the same choice, just say you could be married 5, 6 times if you want to be. But if you married to the same type of person that you tend to attract, maybe it's not them.
Maybe it's you.
maybe it's a decision that has to be made on figuring out what your identity is. And not only that, what do you want out of life overall? What do you want? What are your standards? You know, I remember when you told me, "Look, I'm not gonna go for this. You ain't just gonna talk to me like," and I was like, "Okay, shoot, she got standards."
And then work. Remember, I was like, I don't care what you do. You gotta work a 40-hour
Right,
job. Like, I
right.
don't care where you are, you know.
And then I was
Oh, you
like,
have
"Hold up,
standards.
yeah." And
For
then,
sure.
and then we met in the middle because I had standards too,
Correct.
and we must, you know, don't lower your standards. You know, always,
You definitely
you
have
got
to
to
have some standards. Now, sometimes you may kind of like bend them a little bit to kind of in an understanding way to meet other people. Like I had to bend mine, you had to bend yours so we can meet and agree, right?
yeah,
But you definitely, as a person, should have some standards and you should know what you want out of life, not
yes,
what someone else expects you to want or
right,
what they want for you. What
right.
do you want?
And if you don't see those standards within that first kid, because if it just happened and you happy and it just
Me, first
you that
pregnancy.
first
Yeah. Yeah.
pregnancy and you like, yo, this is not what I want out of my life, then
Make a different
make
choice.
a different choice.
It's easy.
Push. I ain't gonna say it's easy.
Oh, so what I
Love
mean by
can
that,
be hard,
what I
but
mean by it being easy is once you make the choice and you set the plan to make the moves, make them.
make them.
Don't make it hard.
Yes,
Know that this person isn't meeting up to your standards. This is not what I want for my life.
this is unhealthy.
And let's move on. That's it.
Yeah, you could feel like you trapped, fellas, ladies, in a
Mhm.
relationship. No, this too shall pass. If you um outgrow or they outgrow you, then it is a must. It is a must to move forward.
Mhm.
But prior to that, find ways where y'all can grow together because it's nothing like having a teammate. God made Adam, God made Eve, not from a rib, from his side. And you go back and you look in the original text because we have so many ways to look at our history and dig and learn. You'll know it's not an alpha male. It's not about being an alpha male. It's about being alpha male and alpha female. It's about being one. It's about being the beta and the beta. It's about being one. It's about oneness. Oneness. God gave us a companion, the woe man. The womb is the birth of all life that we create. So
Y'all know I love
become
when we
one.
talk like this, honey.
So become one. Become one and you will see how much y'all can do together. You will see how much you can accomplish. Find that oneness. Embrace it. Grow from it. Continue to create and show them the path that God has set for them, as well as you. So embrace it.
Embrace it. We'd love to hear from you, dads, partners, moms, and everyone in between. What advice or encouragement would you share with someone stepping into this role?
Yeah. Look, if you got any questions, stories, anything like that, drop them in the chat. Let's go back to the chat. Did we have any other comments before we close out for today. Ooh, my hands are so cold. And
Mhm.
that's how I be knowing, like, I'm like, this the one for me. Like my hands be super cold. Hers
And mine
be, she evens me out.
Ditto.
Wow. Mike said, oh yes, the three
Yes,
R's.
I love
Yes,
that.
yes, yes.
That's so true.
Reflect, respond. Yes.
Retreat, reflect,
Yes, yes,
and
yes,
respond
yes. I give you a chance to just kind
with
of,
respect. Yep.
oh yeah, throw that respect in it. You want
Yeah.
to respect, but yeah, that does give you that moment to just kind of like get it all together. Like say, you know, pray some things before you say some things.
Yeah.
Pray on it. Pray on it.
And I think sometimes when I'm in the heat of it, I don't have the words to say. I do have to retreat. That's my one of my big things, and you know that. Like I won't give you a lot while we're in it. I'm gonna step back. I gotta reflect. I gotta know what I'm gonna say, and we'll come back to you. Respectful. But go ahead.
And the ego will make you um throw all of those, I did this and you did that and a bunch of I, me, and you should have and we should have. The ego's tricky. So kind of keep your, kind of keep your eye on that, your mind on that, to know that it can creep in. And fellas, no one wins when that happens. No one. So
Wasn't there a phrase in Jay Z's song something about
I don't know.
someone? No one wins when the house is.
I don't
I
know.
can't
And
think of it.
I
If anybody know
I
it, drop
listen
it in
to
the
them, but
chat. They
anyway.
y'all know it.
But
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Um so but yeah, if y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. Mama said as a young pregnant wife and mother and still wait.
And still be the mind of a teen.
And still be the mind of a teen that knew nothing about living with a man, acting like a father and not like a husband. Um I and when you're young, especially when you're young,
You're learning.
you're learning,
Yeah.
you know? It's when you like I'm gonna say I hit what? It was 32
Two,
maybe.
32.
I was like, yo, I'm about to lose everything. And it was a choice.
That's about
It was a
32.
choice, but I was, yeah. Our baby was about our middle baby was about 2 years old, and we had a horrible argument. And I was just like, damn, I'm about to lose everything. Is this what I want? It would have been so easy to walk away, right? 'Cause that's the easy part at the time. You may regret it later, but at the time, it's just like, I don't want to deal with this. And you just go, and then you telling everybody how crazy she was, and, you know, how, it's all her, and then you get around those people who feed into it like, yeah, she ain't nothing, yeah, no, 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 because, they
Misery
going
loves
along,
company.
with what you're saying. Sometimes you got to find those people that's just like real with you. It's like, look, let's sit down, let's talk about it.
Mhm.
And I got some of those good friends. I have some of those guys that's like that will tell me when I'm tripping.
Can I
Man,
shout
you
them out
got
real
you got
quick?
a good
Can I
one,
shout them?
man. You got a good one. Um, yeah. Go for it.
But shout out Mr. Tim.
Mr. Tim was for sure.
Thank you, Mr. Tim.
Man,
Appreciate you
sure.
so much.
He's definitely one.
Yeah, we definitely gotta have dinner with you and your wife
For
soon.
sure. When I
So
tell you it was life
yes,
changing to meet that man.
yes, yeah,
Yes. For me, yeah.
it was. Whew, okay.
And that's not to take away from the others.
Oh yeah, there's
I have
others
several other, but Mr. Tim definitely
for
definitely
guy
stood out.
friends where I've come into play. I mean, you may have had male friends who have spoken to you, but
Yeah.
have never spoken to me.
Yeah, he brought us together.
He brought us together.
And it's
Like, look,
yeah,
let's do this, And it was better than any therapist that we had been to.
right.
It
'Cause
was just the real. It was like, bam, this is it in your face. Like, okay.
if I started talking before she was finished with a sentence, he tell me to shut up. Hey, not yet. Hold it.
It was
Let her talk. And that was like, I needed that.
it was neutral. It was a very great conversation,
Yeah.
and it really changed a lot for us. It still impacts us to
To
this
this
day.
day, he did not take a side. He listened and he instructed us through the conversation. And it was beautiful. It was like, wow. Yeah. Mr. Tim. So thank you. And thanks to all my other fellas. I'm not just gonna be throwing names out there. It's a lot of y'all out there that we've had those discussions. Excuse me. We've had those discussions. So I appreciate,
We got a comment
the
coming in.
help. I appreciate the ear. And yeah, thank you. What comments? What else? What else we got before we close out for the day?
Della said, it's all from God that you become as one.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom.
Yeah, put God first all times.
And Arthur said,
Dad said your children see the things that you do, and in turn, they wind up doing some of the things that you did because they imitate you. God forgive me, but I hope they saw some Christian ways in me too.
we love you, Dad.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You're amazing. Thank you.
No doubt, no doubt.
We all have a past, and, I think a lot of us have been able to, the word's not coming to me, but been able to say,
Reflect.
I was wrong,
That's it. Accept it.
and be able to ask for forgiveness to the person that still walks this earth as well as from God. So they're in the clear.
Yes. Yes. The thing is when you hold that, when you hold that
Anger happens.
anger, it's like the weight on your shoulders. It will slow you down.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Can't
it's
hold it.
important to get in front of that person that you hurt so bad and just say, you know what? I apologize.
Right.
I don't want to hear. And one thing I'm truly doing my best to be intentional with the words that I use. And I'm not sure if my family has caught it, but I have slowly stopped saying the words that I'm sorry. I prefer I apologize or that was unfortunate. The one thing I'm not sorry. And when I say I'm sorry, I feel like as if I'm a sorry person.
Mm.
Sometimes it hit my soul because I've heard things like, you gonna be like your daddy, or you sorry, or those things that kind of hurt your heart. In a way that where it's like you are somebody I dislike, and your attitude and the way that you are is similar. And you'll have people in your life at times that might put you in that category. Accept that category. Accept it. But no, you are not sorry. In a lot of ways, I am a lot like my dad. A lot of ways, I am a lot like my mom. I'm made up of both of them. But one thing I can say is, I ain't no sorry man. Now, I can apologize day in, day out when I know I'm wrong. I'd rather say, I'd rather say I was wrong. I'd rather say that was unfortunate. It came that way. I'd rather say I apologize. But I do my best to be intentional with the way I describe myself. So that's just me. That's Claude. That's Claude talking. Claude Bass the Great. That's me. So with that being said, I know we kind of went over our time a little bit, but this
We did.
was one of those discussions that had to end our Full Circle Friday for people to know that out of all the information that we've given, like nothing's perfect, right? Everything needs some work. It's just up to you to work on it. And with that being said,
Thank you for joining us for this special finale episode of Full Circle Fridays. We hope you feel encouraged, supported, and a little more prepared, no matter where you are on your journey.
yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, I want you to like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell so you never miss what's coming up next. You
Not
never know, we may be back with the Full Circle, but right now we got a lot going on, and I'm so excited.
ex-
So excited of where we're going with this. So y'all just tune in. I hope that we were of some help to all the expecting parents, as well as our family members, unpacking a few things, but really just giving y'all a piece of us.
yeah. Well, today it was, a lot of Claude.
Yeah,
And we're thankful for you, babe, for sharing such heartfelt stories and giving information that you didn't have to. You know
I
what I'm
feel it
saying?
was important to be transparent. I can't sit here and try to help expecting parents with some facade. I'm not here to, I've gone through my ups and downs, and I'm still growing. I don't have all the answers. I believe God does. That is a belief. Um,
Oh, man.
oh man, that is a belief, and I just wanted to, like I said, be transparent to let y'all know life happens.
Hmm.
Embrace it, learn from it. Okay. And look, never miss what's coming up next. You can visit us at or find us at Sweet Face Scans, and also the Parenting Podcast. Or you can visit me, maybe us soon, on the INIpodcast.com. So you could just go online, type in www.inipodcast.com, check out some of our past episodes, and just tune in with us.
Yes. So this is our last Full Circle Fridays. We thank y'all for joining us
Yes,
so much.
but I'll be back. All right,
Yep.
every weekday morning, Dad's Daily Discussions. Tune in at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central on your favorite podcast platform for more honest, practical conversations.
And that's Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Monday through Friday. But until next time, keep showing up, keep learning, keep loving on your family. Uh, each and every member of them, from the family that you're making to the ones who made you.
Amen.
Because no matter
Amen.
what the past is, no matter what life throws you, love is in the midst of it all. Until next time.
See you soon.
This thing called life doesn't come with a way to go. It doesn't come with a manual. Yeah, you can research, I swear it ain't nothing like Jay-Z, the blueprint. Ooh, now let me make one.